So what should be the first line in the algorithm? We saw that we should be including the first line. What we are going to have? Okay. In the first line, what you are going to have? So here we are going to declare the variables. I told already that it's better to use all the variables as double. It is okay if you declare integers a, b, c, the coefficients, or the first step we are accepting the coefficients, right? What are the three coefficients of the quadratic equation? We are accepting the variables a, b, and c. So we are declaring it as double in order to avoid that confusion of sum in integer and sum in double. I am just declaring, but it's always we are entering only integer number. I am just keeping it all in the double. And what is the next value step? We will be calculating the discriminant. Discriminant, you can use any of the variable. For the time being, I am using only the variable called d in order to calculate the discriminant, which is calculated from b squared minus 4ac. After giving the three coefficients a, b, and c, we will be calculating the discriminant d in a variable called, so you can use dis also. I am just using, so if you are using the variable name, you should be careful that it is not lengthy. If you are using the full discriminant, you may make mistake. That's why keep it short. And after calculating the discriminant, if the value is greater than 0, we are having the root value calculated as x1 and x2. So these values, will x1 and x2 will be storing the two roots of the quadratic equation. Then after that, so if d value is equal to 0, again if you want to use the same variable name x1 and x2, you can use this, but only one root value will be there if the discriminant is equal to 0. So you can give x1 equal to x2 equal to the same root value. But if you if you want to use a separate variable name for the values, like for the when d value is equal to 0, you can always use a variable called x, because we have only one value of x. The third condition in which d value is less than 0, that means the discriminant will be the discriminant, if it is less than 0, you will be having two roots x1 and x2, but it is given as the real part and imaginary part. So real part plus imaginary part I, and real part minus imaginary part into I. So in order to have the calculation of real part and imaginary part, you will be using two variables. So these are the variables which we will be using in order to get the values of the coefficients of the quadratic equation, to calculate the discriminant, d is the discriminant, and to calculate the root values x1 and x2, and the real part and imaginary part. So if you want, you can use for the second case a variable called x, because we have only one root. Now, what should be the next thing? We are going to ask the user to enter the value for. So if you want to give it into separately, if you want to accept, you can. Otherwise, you can accept in the same line all the three values of a, b, and c. So you should be careful while entering also, that is using scanf. You should be giving. So when we are using the variable, or when we are declaring the variable as double, what should be the format specifier? What should be the format specifier? There are 33 participants. Now message in the chat box, what should be the format specifier when we are using the, okay, two of you have given the answer. Those who tried will be knowing. When we are giving the format, the data type as double, the format specifier should be %LF. The format specifier should be %LF. And when we are giving the integer, it should be Rahul, the integer variable when we are declaring, and when we are accepting a integer variable, you should be using %d. String will be percentages, character will be %c. For the float, it will be f. While when we are having double, when we are using float, %f. When we are using double, it is LF. It is nothing but long float. Got it? So double, we will be making use of small LF. Got it? So there is one more thing which you have to understand, that I'll be taking in the next chapter also. So that is managing input output. One thing you have to understand is, I'll type it and show you over here. When we are giving the %LF, listen here, %LF, that means we have some value to be printed with a decimal value, decimal number. So what we have to do is, when we give LF, that is when we give %LF, it will be just showing without any precision, that is without rounding of the decimal places with high precision. So it will be having all the decimal places, like even if you don't have decimal place, it will be just showing 0.0000, many zeros it will be displaying. So even double will be float also, it will be showing. For double, it will be more than the places which is given when we are using the float. Now, if you want to restrict that, we need only 2 decimal places to be shown. Then what we have to do is use %. Then suppose we need only altogether 10 digits. We need only 10 digits. Out of that, 2 places for the decimal. Then you have to give 10.2. Is it clear? 10.2. Then you have to give LF. So out of 10, you will be giving. So suppose you are giving a number called 10,000. So if you are giving some number like this, 0.2, that means 0.00, 0.2 indicate that out of the total number of digits, how many are there? 8, 9, 10. So altogether you can have 10 digits, and 2 will be given for the decimal. Got it? So when we are giving 8 over here, that means you will be able to give only altogether 8. Got it? Altogether 8. So it will be something like 6 plus 2. 6 plus 2, 6 places in the integer part and 2 in the decimal part. Okay, so if you want to correctly give 8, should be only 8 should be there, and out of 8 only 2 should be given for the decimal places. You can give 8.2, and if you don't want to restrict on the total number of digit for the decimal, you can give like this of %. Are you able to see %, 0.2 LF? That means we are not restricting the total number of digits. We just need 2 decimal places. All of you are able to see, or I will make it in full screen. So if you are, if you need only to mention that it should be having only 2 decimal places, we are not restricting the total number of digits, then you can give it like this. Okay, so in our program, we are also using the double integer type, and when we are accepting, what should be the format specifier? What should be the format specifier? As we are using double, it should be LF. If it is float, we will be using %F. We are using 3 variables which are declared as double, means we will be using 3% LF. All should be listening today, end of the before the end of the after all the classes get over today, I should be receiving all the programs executed. From here onwards, I'll be really tracking, and I'll be letting I will be asking you also, if you didn't execute, these are lab programs. I am very strict in checking the execution of the lab programs, and I know I have told you in the beginning itself that I will not be allowing the students, those who didn't execute all the programs. Now you may think this is only one program, but after that, again, many programs, we have to execute. before the lab. So even though like we have only 20 programs, you will not finish execution. That is the thing, like each week we have 3 hours. So after accepting the values of 3 variables a, b, c, we are going to calculate the d value. So what is d value? B squared minus 4ac. So we are multiplying b value, b squared minus 4ac, right? And most of the compiler, actually space should not be a problem, but in Turbo C there is some problem with the space, which I had discovered. Discovered means when we were executing last time, we found that it is considering the if you give together the all those like multiplication and all, it is showing a different value. So when these programs, at least one, if you didn't execute, you will not be able to fix the errors. But so after calculating the b value, now what we are going to check? We are going to check whether the d value. If you want to print the discriminant, you can print. Now what is our aim? Now we are going to check the 3 conditions whether d value is greater than 0. That is our first condition that we are going to give the statements over here. Then what is the second thing? Else if d is equal to 0, that means we are checking. I told comparison is done using 2 equal to symbol. Then we are going to give the condition over here. Now if it is not falling into these 2, we will be going for the default case, which is nothing but we need not mention in bracket. It is whether d is less than 0. Got it? So these are the conditions which we have to check and execute. So in between these, I will be giving the statements to be executed. So only this much is there. Understood? So now we are going to calculate the root values for each of the 3 cases. So if d is greater than 0, there will be two roots, right? So we are going to get calculate the value of the root minus d plus or minus, right? So here it is, we are finding the square root. One more thing which we have to include now is, so if you are using the square root function, I told you before when we were studying the header files, you have to include the header file. What is the header file? Which is the header file? Yesterday I had asked also, math.h, right? So you have to include the math.h header file if you are using the square root function. After finding the square root, what we are going to do is, we will be square root of b square minus 4, square root of d, discriminant we already calculated, right? Then we are finding by 2a. That means we have to multiply 2 into a. Give one space after this. Okay, so then x2 equal to, again the same equation, right? Minus b, instead of plus it should be minus, then sqrt. All are there or what? Tell one yes in between.
Yes, ma'am.
All are doing some other work, but I am very strict in this. You should be executing all the programs. So today itself you should execute, because next week we are having the small unit test, which that marks will be considered for the internal. So you have to get full marks. Okay. Now I am executing and showing. So we calculated b squared both the root values in the when the d is greater than 0. We are checking whether d is greater than 0. So in that case, there are 2 root values. Now what we have to do? What is the next step given in the algorithm? After calculating, you have to print. You just see how it is being typed and you do the same thing at home. Okay. Print what are the 2x values now. If you want to give one sentence, you can give. Otherwise, x1 equal to, just give x1 equal to, where you want the value to be printed, give percentage. And what is that I told? If it is double, what we have to give? LF. Now, if you want to give a precision of 2 decimal places, give 0.2. Is it clear? I will just give space and show you. After percentage, you are giving 0.2 and then, sorry, and then LF. That means 2 decimal places. Don't give space like this. I am just showing you what is the percentage 0.2 LF. Now, what is the next thing what we want? There are two roots, right? So x1 and x2 equal to, where we want the value to be printed, we will be giving percentage point to LF. Okay, so you will be passing the values of x1. If you are using capital, don't get better a word using capital and all. We have declared it as small letter x1 and x2. So when you are, this is not variable name, but I'm just using the same thing. So x1 comma x2. Got it? So what will happen now when we are giving the two variables? X1 value, the value of the variable x1 will be replaced in this position of percentage to LF, and x2 will be, value of x2 will be replaced in this percentage of percentage, in the place of percentage point to LF. So we now printed the values of the root. You know, there are two roots. That's why if you want to give a sentence also you can give, but the two roots of the two roots are, if you want, the two roots are x1 and x2. Clear, right? So this is the root value when d is greater than 0. Then now the next case, I told if d is equal to 0, we will be having the same values for x1 and x2. So if you are using only one variable, only x1 and x2, and you are not using x, you can, so I'll just show like that only. You can use the same variable called x1 and x2, but there are only one root, no? There is only one root. So we are telling that both x1 and x2 are same. Got it? So how to calculate now x1 and x2? Minus b, the minus value, and then you are dividing that, and in bracket you better give the denominator, that is 2 star a. So those who are executing now, you can show me the output at the end. So this, no, it's not like the other programs, no, which I was just giving because it is asked for the university exam. This is lab program which I will be correctly maintaining and keeping track, and during the exam, even for the internal, I will not be allowing, so that internal marks will be going like that. Okay, so it's not for my this thing, for your execution. No, if you want to execute only, you will understand the error. There is only one root, right? One root. So that root value we will be printing, and that value, you know, root, there is only one root. Only one root. What sentence you want to give? No? One root. Then you can give percentage x1 equal to, right, or x1 equal to, x2 equal to, like that. If you want to give, what is the value where we will give percentage point to LF? Someone is trying to tell something. If you have anything to tell, you can message me. Are you getting? If you are having any doubt, you can always ask. So where we are giving percentage point to LF, there the value of x1 will be, or x1 or x2, one value only enough, no? So that value will be printed because both x1 and x2 are same. It will be printing the value. We are just showing the result. Who is that? Okay. So now you will be printing the value of either x1 or x2. You can pass any variable name over here. Got it? So now we finish the second case also. What will be the third case? You know, the third case, it is having the roots. Again, we have two root value, but we have the real part and an imaginary part. So for the real part, what should be the, you better give space for every, after each, you know, because we are assigning also, no? So minus b by, then again 2 star a, right? 2 star a. So this will be the real part, and for the imaginary part, we are using the variable called im. So for that ip, for that what we are doing is square root of minus d. Okay, minus d. Again, this is divided by 2 star a. Okay. So this will be the real and the imaginary part. And you know that after calculating the real and imaginary part, we have to print the roots. These root values are x1 equal to, so you can directly give it in the printf statement, the first root and second root. First root x1 equal to, how you want, that is rp plus real part plus imaginary part, right? So for real part we are giving percentage 0.2 LF. So where we are giving this one, it will be replacing the value of, again, percentage 0.2 LF, and we have one I to be printed. I am giving space and showing. So this will be the first root, right? First root x1 equal to. So here we are passing whatever value we are passing will be replacing. So it will be like rp comma ip. So what value we are, the variable is rp is having, it will be replacing this percentage 0.2 LF, and the second ip variable, whatever value is there, it will be replacing this. And I am giving this I value for real plus imaginary. You can just give that I. Imaginary, it is multiplied with the I value, right? So you are giving that. So that is a separate I. Understood? Now you have the other root value, which will be what? Tell me after you unmute and tell me what will be the second root. What will be the second root? No one is listening.
Minus.
Huh?
Minus 2.
Minus. So here we just need to change it as second root. Second root x2 equal to 0.2 LF minus 0.2 LF. So RP and IP will be replacing. Okay. So that so we finished all the three cases. Now what we have to do? So if we are giving print statement, then always you have to catch hold of that output screen. So you can give a get ch. Got it? Otherwise you will not see the execution. And if you want to clear the previous execution, then you have to give what? You have to give CLR SCR. Okay. So all these are the changes. Now we'll see how many errors are there. I avoid main after that semicolon I had. Okay. What happened? Okay. Then any more errors? So when you try running your program, all the three cases you should be trying. Okay, this is correct, right? X1 equal to 0.73 and 1. So I had sent you one more thing, that is three conditions. Why I am asking you to check all the three conditions. In this first case, when I gave 2, 4, minus 4, that will be checking only the condition when D is greater than 0. So this part is checked. That doesn't mean that the whole program is correct. So you have to run again. Understood? So you have to run again and give the second condition when D value is second one, that is D value is equal to 0. That is 3, 12 and 12. Right? I gave that quadratic equation. So here x1 and x2 equal to, there is only one root and the value of the root, that means x value is minus 2. And the third condition, that means the condition when D is less than 0, I have given one example, 8 minus 9, and the third value is 11. No? ABC. What is A value in this? Ayo, today all are silent.
8.
8.
B value is minus 9.
Minus 9.
Minus 9.
Okay.
11.
So now there are real and imaginary part. So I have given the same thing in your group. I have message, so that when you execute only, the last case also we tested coming correctly. Understood? All should be trying all the three and sending me the screenshot. If you have any doubts, you can ask me, and you should be when you take a screenshot of my program and you run, I know you will execute, but you should try by yourself. Okay. So here these spaces, it matters. Initially we were thinking Actually, C program, when we are using any other compiler, I told you have many other compilers, right? This is only our Turbo C. In this, we need to give space. Understood? After you are giving space, and you know it is better to give it in bracket. This 2 star A, 2 into A, no, I am giving in bracket. So when you do for the exam, all these errors, possible errors, I am telling you. You can mute yourself. Gautam. Gautam. Gautam Maniraj.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what will be the values of when I'm running this. When I'm giving 2, 4, minus 4, what are the values of ABC?
A is 2, ma'am.
Huh?
B is 4 and C is -4.
Okay, so this condition, when I'm running, what will be the, when I'm getting two roots, right? X1 equal to X2. From this, can you make out which is that execution, whether D is greater than 0, whether D is equal to 0, or whether D is less than 0? Which condition is being executed? For what we will be getting two roots? For which condition we will be getting two roots? Gautam. Two roots.
Second condition, ma'am.
Second condition. Second condition only one root, no. First condition. First condition two roots, and even the third condition is having two roots. So for the first condition, as I told, when it is greater than 0, D value when it is greater than 0, in when we give B, A, B, C as 2, 4, minus 4, D value will be 48. That means it is greater than 0. We will have two roots, X1 and X2. Got it? And it will be like we are separately printing as X1 and X2. While in the third case also we have two roots, except the one you told, both first and third is having two roots. But in the third case, we are having the real part and imaginary part. So those who have typed the program, can you send me the screenshot?